Tech billionaire Elon Musk is calling for sanctions against EFF leader Julius Malema and wants him declared an international criminal. Musk believes that Malema has played a significant role in inciting calls for a white genocide. Malema responded to Musk, labeling him a typical racist, and expressed that he is unconcerned about the possibility of sanctions. This feud stems from years of conflict. But how did the South African opposition leader become a target for the world's richest person? And what are the implications? Well, Newsroom Africa's Kanita Hunter explains.
Okay, so today we're going to South Africa. I came across this story about a year ago. This is a recent story of Musk going back and forth on Twitter with Malema, but they have been doing it now for a while because this started about a year ago, but now Elon Musk has more power because he basically bought the US government. So now he's calling for sanctions against Malema because he has actual government power, and it's now back in the front line what they are doing. Now, when Elon Musk is not, ruining the world one way or another, or spreading misinformation, or doing his favorite, throwing his hat out, you know what I mean, he's probably on Twitter going back and forth with someone, and in this case that happened recently, he was going back and forth with Malema. Now, Malema is not the nicest person in the world. I have to say that. Some people consider him a black supremacist. But let's go to the news and see exactly what they mean, what happened recently.
Julius Malema has for years been in the crosshairs of Afrikaans lobby groups like AfriForum over his public utterances about white people. His singing of the famous anti-apartheid song Dubula Ibunu, or Kill the Boer, has long been used as evidence that white people are under threat from Malema and his followers.
Kill the Boer! The farmer! Kill the Boer!
While AfriForum fought Malema through the courts, arguing that his singing of Dubula Ibunu was an instruction to kill white farmers, the group exported their outrage to the United States in 2018, lobbying American politicians and raising their ire on Fox News.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there because first, the person who made the song is dead already. They said they said before they died that they did not mean it literally. They did not want violence literally. So, but people still consider that song, it's very bad, like it's a call for violence against white farmers in South Africa. Now, what's interesting in this case is these groups who are all against Malema, they represent the white farmers in South Africa, I believe. They go to America and they went to Fox News, of all the places. People who know Fox News, that's the home of misinformation. We can thank Australian billionaire for that. But it's interesting that if you want to go for outrage and lies and everything, you go to Fox News, because Fox News is direct. It's like a direct phone call to President Trump. But let's see what happened once this group went to Fox News to report about Malema singing that song and the outrage that followed.
Their cry: white Afrikaners were at risk of genocide.
So that's the title of the book as well, Kill the Boer, which is a very popular song, which is still being sung in South Africa. It was sung just the other day. So it's sung at political rallies, and of course Boer referring to a particular cultural group in South Africa.
Right.
We have songs like Shoot the Boer, which is a different song.
AfriForum's press tour in the US caught the attention of the president at the time, Donald Trump, who tweeted in August 2018, "I've asked Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to closely study the South African land and farm seizures and expropriations and the large-scale killing of farmers." Despite the High Court and the Supreme Court of Appeal both ruling that Dubula Ibunu was not an incitement to violence, AfriForum continued their campaign that white South Africans were under enormous threat. Enter Elon Musk. By 2023, his influence in US politics had grown and he aligned himself with Trump's agenda. When clips of Malema singing Dubula Ibono at an EFF rally circulated on social media, Musk weighed in, asserting that Malema was openly pushing for the genocide of white people in South Africa. At the time, Malema dismissed the world's richest man and called him an illiterate.
Okay, let's just pause there to see what Malema had to say. He says, I really think you have entirely lost your left brain, a typical spoiled brat and a direct beneficiary of apartheid whiteness. I know black people look the same to you, typical racist. Look closer and you will realize that those are two different people. America is exposing us to its stupidity. I don't care about your sanction. I will never stop fighting for black people to be equal to white people, and if that makes me an international criminal, I'm proud to be one. So these are two not very nice people going against each other. Now, I know it might piss off some South Africans or some Africans if I say Malema is not a nice person. That's my opinion. And it might piss off MAGA supporters and Elon Musk supporters when I say he definitely is not a nice person. The reason I say that is he has actual power and influence compared to Malema. So we're going to see what happened. Malema recently gave a speech about the Elon Musk call for his sanctions. So we're going to see how he responds to that in another video right after this. But let's continue.
I must educate Elon Musk. Why must I educate Elon Musk? He looks like an illiterate. The only thing that protects him is his white skin.
Now, with Elon Musk's influence on Trump's second term in office firmly entrenched, South Africa's purported treatment of Afrikaners is back in the spotlight. Trump has signed an executive order cutting off all aid to South Africa in response to the Expropriation Act and has made allowance for Afrikaners to seek refuge in the US. But that's not enough for Musk. He wants Malema to face immediate sanctions. Malema appears unbothered, saying he would not stop fighting for black people to be equal to white people. Musk's crusade against...
Okay, so that's really the video. I wanted to go to Twitter to see the back and forth, but I don't have Twitter. I left it immediately when Elon Musk took over and it went straight to hell because I cannot take the amount of misinformation and all the garbage that it is. So let's look at this Malema response real quick to what Elon Musk was saying, wanting him to face consequences. Because for sure now Elon Musk has Trump by the balls and he can make, already we are seeing Trump has cut funding and now there's like the AIDS stuff that there was funding through US aid and it's affecting South Africa directly. So let's see what Malema had to say recently in response to Elon Musk complaining about him.
Why do you make me an international criminal for asking for dignity of black people? I've not committed any crime against anyone except to say, let's restore the dignity of black person.
I'm sorry to pause it, but somebody commented in this video that Malema's head looks like a lollipop, and I cannot stop seeing it when I watch this video. But let's continue.
If you don't have the land, you will never have dignity.
Malema also addressed the
Okay, so it was just that short statement. He went on to talk about, South African troops in Congo, but it was interesting to see these two opposite people fighting. Of course, you saw Trump come in because Trump is clueless. He has no clue what the hell is going on. Elon Musk is just telling him about white South Africans being oppressed. I'm not saying that's not true, but Trump, of course, he does what Elon says. So he ran and he was like, I'm going to offer you white South African refugees, like what? Like I guess like an asylum. They can come to America, and that was interesting to me because, you know, Trump is out here busy trying to solve white South African issues, and the white South Africans actually rejected that offer. They say they wanted to solve South African issues by themselves, and all this is due to the new South African government policy where they right now white people own 72% of the farms and black people own 24%. So I thought it was like the Zimbabwe one where they were forcing white farmers out and then it collapsed the economy. But according to the government, it is different. The president was saying that they won't be bullied to follow the law, their own laws. They say that the process, this new law that is causing all these issues with Trump and Musk, is really just for the government to allow the government, South African government, to access the land for public purposes as part of the country's land reform, because they want, I guess, more access as a government. So it is not like the, what's it called? The Zimbabwe one where Mugabe went crazy and they were killing white farmers and you know, it totally tanked the Zimbabwe economy. So this was interesting thing for me because Musk is busy ruining the lives of Americans in every way he can. He's becoming the new Lex Luthor in everything that he's doing. And he still has time to go back and forth with Malema, who is also not an angel. So it's interesting to see these two types of people fighting back and forth on the internet. And it's just, what more can we say? We can just watch because there's nothing really you can do in this case. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video there. So if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing and share this on all the networks. I will see you next time.
Oh my goodness, all the networks! Wow! All the networks!